Hi you guys, so we decided that we want to have some fun in the kitchen with you guys and show you a little bit of science in the same time. So what we've decided to do is we are going to bring you a series, and it's going to be called Science from the Pantry. And this is going to be all kinds of really fun science experiments that you can do with just everything that you have in the house. But remember, always get your parents' permission to do this because some of these things can get messy, okay? So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do on this beautiful day is how to make a rainbow in your kitchen. So I'm going to be right back and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so what you're going to need is a cup to pour your rainbow into. You're going to need some plastic cups or just some kind of a container so that you can mix. And you will need some food coloring. You will need some honey, blue colored dish soap. You will need vegetable oil and rubbing alcohol. Okay, so when you're measuring out your different stuff, you want to try to make sure that you have about the same amount that you pour so that you don't have like a huge layer and then it's a super tiny layer. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some of your honey, and these cups have these little rings on it and you can actually see the rings inside. So I'm actually got a super cool marker right inside the cup so that I know exactly how much I'm doing. Then you're going to need to put in some food coloring. So I'm just going to put in a few drops of the purple. So you put purple into the honey, and then I am actually going to use a few chopsticks that I actually happen to have on my counter. Or you can use a spoon to stir these, that's okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to stir your honey, and if you can see, the honey's a really pretty purple color. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put green inside your cup of water, and you're going to want to put red inside the rubbing alcohol. Now the vegetable oil and the dish soap you don't actually have to add color to because they're already blue and yellow. So do that for all the different ingredients. So put your green in your water, put your red in your rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to do that now and then I'm going to come back, okay? Okay, so I put the green food coloring in the water, and I put the red food coloring into the rubbing alcohol, and then of course we got the purple honey that we just did. So you want to take a clear plastic cup, or it doesn't have to be plastic, it can be glass, and what you want to do is starting with the honey and working towards the soap, the water, the vegetable oil, and the rubbing alcohol. You want to pour them in one at a time, very, very slowly. Because if you do it too fast, your layers will mix and then it won't look right. So we're going to put in the honey. I almost put the honey in that didn't have the food color. So you put in your honey and just try to get as much out as you can. And I hope you can see that okay. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is put in your dish soap. Now, in order to make these so that the layers don't mix, you can tilt your cup slightly to the side and pour the soap in so that it hits the side of the cup first, and then it just rolls down and it will sit on top of the honey. So, if you can see, right now, you've got a layer of purple and a layer of blue. So we'll do the green water next. Alright, so now we are going to do our water that we've already put the green color in. And like before, just tilt it. And water is very runny, so you want to make sure that you pour the water super slowly. If you can, there you go. And then just put all the water in. Sorry, my hands are shaking because I'm trying to be really careful. Alright. Okay, so the next we're going to do is vegetable oil, and because this is already yellow, we don't have to put any food coloring in it. We'll get the cap off. We're going to tilt our cup to the side again, and then we are going to very slowly pour in some vegetable oil. And you know how vegetable oil likes to sit on top of water. Okay, because oil always floats on top of the water. Okay, we might have gotten a little mix, but that's okay, because the vegetable oil looks super weird. All right, so now we have a layer of yellow, and the next will be the last layer, which is red. So our next step is putting in the rubbing alcohol. Now I know rubbing alcohol right now is really hard to get. You can use any kind of alcohol that you have, but remember, don't drink rubbing alcohol. It's very, very bad for you. Now there is an old trick I learned a long, long time ago. When you want to layer something, you put a spoon, here let's do it this way, on the side of your cup. You pour into the spoon and it will slowly go down the side of your cup. I'm trying to do this really slow so that your layers don't mix. And if you can see in the video, they are mixing a little bit. But that's okay, because if they mix just a tiny little bit, you might get a layer of orange. Okay, we're almost there. All right, and there are our 5 layers. And as you can see, we've got a rainbow in a cup. We've got red, yellow, green. There's the blue and the purple. So why do you think that happens? I'll give you a second to think about it, and I'll come right back. So why do these things float the way they do? And that is because of density. So some things will float, some things will sink. So the more mass or the less air that you have in any object will be more dense. And then of course, if there is less mass and more air in your object, then it's going to float like a balloon does. So a balloon floats, an anchor will sink. That works the same way with all of these different things. The honey is more dense than the dish soap. The dish soap is more dense than the water. The water is more dense than the vegetable oil. And then, of course, the vegetable oil is more dense than the rubbing alcohol. So you can do this at home. Ask your parents for help. Some of these things can be a little messy, especially with the food coloring, and have fun.